Hello everyone, it's Cam. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to do another first time listens. Now, I must apologise for the delay in this one, but I've been busy and I've been forgetting to do that. I keep meaning to do the video, but I forget. But I'm going to do it before I forget. This is all my listens for June, July, August, so hope you're all going to like this video. There's going to be quite a lot of albums I'm going to get through in a CD, so I'm just going to get to it. First one is the CD. This is Johnny Cash, The Great Lost Performance. This is from a July 1990 performance at the Paramount Theatre in Asbury Park, New Jersey. This was released in 2007. Really like that back picture. It's a really good live album. I must admit, it's a good performance from Johnny. One of his later day performances, but it's really good. Version of Ring of Fire is good on here. Folsom Prison Blues, Sunday Morning Coming Down. There's even some unusual one here, like 40 Shades of Green, Picking Time on here, which there's a good version he does in the Madison Square Garden 1969 live album. There's even Tennessee Flat Top Box, which is one you don't often see a recording of live, so that's really cool. Hey Porter as well, that's another one you don't see often. But the version of What the Lion is good as well. But there's a lot of great versions of this album. It's a great live performance from Johnny. This was at a period where he wasn't as well known, or people just kind of forgetting him, but his record sales, but his concerts were still a big attraction from people. So yeah, this is quite a good one to listen to. 2007 is a Great Lost Performance recorded in 1990. Okay, now I'll go over the albums. First one up is Johnny Cash, Happiness Is You. There's quite a lot of Johnny Cash in here. This is from 1966. Really good album. I quite enjoyed it. I like the title track. His re-recording of Guess Things Happen That Way. She Came From the Mountains, No One Will Ever Know. Happy to Be With You is a good one as well. Yeah, pretty good album. I quite enjoyed it. Not as well known because it wasn't like a big album or anything like that. So it wasn't, not many people kind of know some of these 60s albums, but there's some really good ones in here. So I've been kind of going through the Johnny Cash catalogue a bit and kind of listening to them and revisiting them. But yeah, really good album. Really enjoyed it. Happiness Is You, Johnny Cash from 1966. Okay, next up. Meatloaf, Dead Ringer. This is his 1981 album. This was the follow-up album to Bad Outta Hell. And it's a pretty good album. I enjoyed it. I really liked I'm Gonna Love Her For Both of Us, More Than You Deserve. Read 'Em and Weep was good. The title track, which I knew from the best of albums, and I think it even appeared on the CD edition of Bad Outta Hell as well. And Everything Is Permitted is a good song as well. I think I mentioned I like More Than You Deserve. Even I'll Kill If You Don't Come Back in the middle kind of reminds me a bit of Surf's Up a bit. The Jim Steinman solo track from Bad for Good, and even one that Meatloaf recorded on, I think it was Bad Attitude. See, not that I would want every album by Meatloaf, but I would just want a select few, maybe the ones written by Jim Steinman, or the ones that have got the more popular songs in it. I would really like the hits and popular songs, but it doesn't have to hurt the albums. If they're cheap and affordable, then I'll definitely get them if they're just because they're cheap, But yeah, I do quite like Meatloaf. Even if I'm not a big fan, I still do quite like him. But anyway, here's Dead Ringer by Meatloaf from 1981. In terms of whether it's as good as Bad Outta Hell, I like it, but I think I still prefer Bad Outta Hell. But still, a good album. Okay, next up, this is something I got for my birthday this year. Jeff Buckley Grace, 1994. It's pretty good. It's seen as a classic album by many, and it's not bad. It's pretty good. Great title track was good. Hallelujah was good. Love You Should Have Come Over was good as well. Yeah, not a bad album. It's pretty good. But wouldn't say it's a favourite of mine, but it is good. But yeah, not bad. Still good nonetheless. Maybe if I give it another listen, it might eventually grow on me. But yeah, it's okay. Jeff Buckley Grace. Okay, next up. Now, normally don't include compilation albums, but this is an exception. Elvis Presley, The All-Time Greatest Hits. The film that recently came out has recently kind of regained my interest in Elvis Presley a bit, so I've been kind of listening to Greatest Hits, getting the albums. So yeah, this is one I had ages ago. Double album, a lot of great ones on here, including some ones I'd never heard for the first time, like I hadn't heard The Devil in Disguise. That's a good song. And there's obviously ones I really like, like Suspicious Minds, Wonder of You, Hound Dog, Heartbreak Hotel, Blue Suede Shoes, Jailhouse Rock, King Creole, Are You Lonesome Tonight. But there was other ones in here that I hadn't heard You know, as guys mentioned, If I Can Dream I hadn't heard. An American Trilogy I'd not heard, but that's a great one. Moody Blue as well. See, a lot of good ones on here that I hadn't known of before, but I'd always heard of because they appeared on Elvis Greatest Hits and I would see the name of the song. But I hadn't heard them, but this was the first time I really heard them, and they were really good. Now I need to try and check out some of the other Elvis stuff that I've got in my collection, but I'll hopefully get down to that one. Next up, Foreigner, Double Vision, the second album from 1978. A good album, I enjoyed this one. The first album was good, but the second one was, I think, about a step up a bit in the album. Hot Blooded's great, Blue Morning, Blue Day, You're All That I Am's a really good song. The title track, Tramonte's an instrumental, Spellbinder's good as well. So yeah, pretty good second album from 1970. I mean, no, it's very early Foreigner because it's got like a hard rock kind of sound to it, but it's a good album. It's a good album. I really like I like a lot of their rock stuff. I even like some of their soft ballad songs as well by Foreigner. Yeah, a lot of really good songs from here. Johnny Cash 1, Boom Chicka Boom. This is his 1990 album. It's pretty good, it's alright, but it's not bad. Backstage Pass is good as well. Cats in the Cradle's good. Family Bible as well. But yeah, it was a bit of a weak album. There doesn't really seem to be that many memorable moments I can think of on here. I think I need to give the album another listen and definitely, you know, have a fresher look on it. But it's pretty good. I do prefer Water from the Wells of Home, which was the one before this. From 88, I think, 1988, that one. But this is still an okay album, but I think I prefer the previous one, Water from the Wells of Home. If I give this one another play, I'm sure it'll grow on me. Two more now. Elvis, Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. This is a really good live album, a really good live performance as well from Elvis. This is from the 1973 Aloha from Hawaii satellite concert that they did in Honolulu. Really good. I really like the performances on here. And I just watched the DVD of this a few nights ago and it was really good. I really like the version of Burning Love, Something, You Gave Me a Mountain, My Way, the song It's Over. Not the Roy Orbison song, but it's still a good song. And even Hound Dog as well, which is on here as well, which is quite a surprise to see Elvis do like the 50s Sun material into 70s shows, because you wouldn't be sure if he would still do that, and by that point in time, but he did. I really like I'll Remember You, that's a good song. Suspicious Minds is good as well. The version of American Trilogy on here is great, probably my favourite version of American Trilogy, and I really like the version of Can't Help Falling in Love as well on here, which closes off the live album. Yeah, a really good live album, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, definitely been checking out Elvis Presley records over the last sort of couple of months since the film came out, been kind of checking out Elvis albums. But yeah, really good, really enjoyed it. Great live run. The last one up is Ringo. This is his 1973 I don't know if it's self-titled, but you could say self-titled. Ringo. Really good album. I for years owned a 1980 Music for Pleasure reissue, but I didn't have the original copy, and I didn't really hear it until I got the original. But this is an original copy from 1973. Really good album. I really enjoyed it. Probably Ringo's the best Ringo album I've heard to this point, but it's still good. You get like people, you get the other Beatles, John and George and Paul on here, and yeah, I liked I'm the Greatest, Photograph, You're 16, You and Me Babe, and 6 O'Clock as well is a good song, one written by Paul McCartney. A good album, I really enjoyed it. Need to check out Ringo's albums, because I've heard John's, I've heard some of John's albums, I've heard quite a few of Paul McCartney's, I've heard a bit of George Harrison's, but I haven't heard too many Ringo, so I definitely need to listen to Ringo and George a bit more, and definitely check out my solo Beatles albums, because I've heard all the Beatles group albums. But there we are, that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. I'm not sure what the next video will be. I might do an album review or an album ranking video once I've heard kind of certain albums, artist albums that I haven't heard yet. That's what I kind of hope to do for the channel, and even review albums too. And even possibly another vinyl update at some point in the next month or two, because I haven't really, I've got quite a few, well, there's some from the last vinyl update that I got, so that I'll re-show in the next update, but as when the next vinyl update will be, I haven't really bought anything to make another video yet, but once I've kind of got enough to make another vinyl update video, I'll definitely do that. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.